Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. I was bored, so I started this a few minutes early. I scheduled it for 2:45, but it's 2:43. Let's rock and roll. Jax just came in here to see who in the heck I am talking to. He just looked around the room, couldn't find anybody. Now he's drinking his water. I think he's given up on it. All right, let's see what the market's doing. That was kind of I got a news on my phone that Iran had retaliated. I was in the other room, so I came in here to look at the screen, and market doesn't care. Market doesn't care about Iran, not even a little bit. Look at this. So these are daily bars, but look at this darn bar. We still have 50 minutes in the day. We have a chance at making an what's it called? Where the day engulfs the previous day. A bullish engulfing. Not quite, but we've got the low. We've got the low, and we're close to the high. If it, God forbid, if it closes on the highs and over the previous day's high, that's a great buy signal. Now, it would have been better to buy this morning than right now, but anyway, that's definitely bullish. All right, let's look at the ES daily bar. ES daily bar's just about got the bullish engulf. I think ES is going to get it. I think ES is going to get it. Okay, well, there's no way this thing doesn't take off now if we get a bullish engulf. That's the, gosh darn it, that is the trade of the day. Is going to be something for higher prices, but something. Let's do something for a new high. So 61.76 by Friday or something. We'll do that in a little bit. Okay, but I think that'd be a good trade. We should probably pick a target on the SPY though. Bitcoin's coming back. We wanted to play for a new high in the Qs. 545, call it. Anyway, okay, we'll maybe do that in a little bit. All right, so what else? Is there anything else moving? What's this, down 6.8? Oh, gosh darn it, crude. Well, once you know it, because I have USOI now, and I bought it on Friday, but that's fine. That's fine. I still am telling you guys that it doesn't matter if the Straits of Hormuz get shut down, even though it won't make our prices go up, the price of oil will go up, I think. Here's the other thing I'm really banking on. With USO, I'm really playing USO volatility. Well, they don't have a USO volatility index, but they have a crude oil volatility index. It's called the OVX. Let's check it out. So you guys know how covered calls work. So when I bought the position on Friday, unfortunately, I bought the high. I'm trying to think. Anyway, but they're selling options today into this high premium. I mean, the yield should be great. I don't know about the NAV. I mean, the NAV would have been better if Iran would have shut down the Straits of Hormuz, but they aren't cooperating with us, I don't guess. All right. Well, anyway, so oil's the big loser today. Yeah, there's USO. Gosh darn it. And I bet the freaking fund wore the whole freaking thing. Yeah, it got half of it. It got half the downside. 6.8, 3.8. We only have to check out the buffer report now. That's all the buffer report does. Just measure the ratio to the parent asset. So that's like I'd be saying on this one, USOI, you got about half the upside of the parent if we were over there looking at it. Anyway, all right. Well, in the good news department, though, I wanted to show VIX. Maybe it's 30-minute VIX. I saw a really bullish chart today. Oh, I know what it was. We need to turn on the moving average cross and non-cross. Okay. All right. And I'm going to turn on the market underneath it. Okay. Whenever we have sorry about this. All right. Whenever we have a bullish cross on volatility, no bueno, right? It means the market's maybe ready to pull back. That happened at 6:02. We got the signal. The very next day, it closed at 595. That would have been a great trade. But we got as low as 592, and now we're rallying back up. Well, pretty soon we're going to have a bear cross. So the last time we had a bull cross, it'd be a bear cross in VIX, but a bull cross from the market. The last time that happened, SPY was at 589, and within a couple of weeks, it ran up to 604. It wasn't great, but I'm just saying that's what we're looking for. I think that's going to, maybe we could just assume that's going to happen on the close and just put on a trade for Friday. We're going to do that right now in case anyone's, what time is it? 2:48. In case anyone wants to do this in real life. But let's see if we can find here. Or you guys might have a better one. Don't do my trade if you guys know a better way to do it. I'm just showing you a way to do it. May not be the best way to do it. It's just the best way for me to do it. Well, I'm never sure about this. It's so hard on calls because I love butterflies and stuff, but I hate selling calls. Really, let's just do this. Sometimes it's just good to keep it simple. I'm trying to think. Maybe we should just buy a single lot. What a lot of people recommend is going out to the 25 delta, the 30 delta, something like that. It's just the opposite of selling something. You have a 1 in 3 chance of it coming true instead of a 2 in 3 chance. So you watch this. We sold this. We have a 2 in 3 chance, really a little bit more because it's out of the money, but we'd have a 2 in 3 chance if it's in the money. You turn around and you buy it, you're taking the opposite. So you have a 1 in 3 chance, but you have the chance of getting some extra upside. So anyway, let's just go also here's the other thing I do want to play. The end of the month, there's window dressing. Sometimes even goes through the first day. Let's just go to July 1st on this thing. And let's go out to you can play whatever delta you want, but I think 30 or 25 or 30 is kind of the sweet spot. I've had Charles, who I respect a lot in option trading. He's not in here right now, but he used to be at my live streams all day. He swore by 25. Anyway, all right. Well, there it is. It's not a spread. You don't have, you aren't putting the odds in your favor or whatever. You're just taking a shot. You are just taking a shot. The thing that's good about it, though, I was going to say if volatility goes up, you're long volatility in this thing because you bought it, but you're locked in. Anyway, all right. That's the trade. I don't need to share that. You guys know how to do that, right? All right. Some other time we'll do a spread, but lots of times I do a butterfly or something aiming for a higher price, and then people tell me that I shouldn't sell calls, and they're right. I mean, I agree. I don't like to sell calls either. All right, let's go do something else. So I got the max factor working. You guys watched my little show, which I appreciated. It was based on the max factor, but I was having all kinds of problems with the spreadsheet. It's working again, so we can check out stocks. I think I put a few new stocks on here, ETFs. Maybe we can look at that. Maybe that's something else you guys might be interested in. I need to get a drink. Did you guys have a good day? I'm trying to think. I know you guys, because I know the way you trade, or I know the way Mark trades and SB and the usual guys that are in here. And today's would have been perfect for your style. Open lower, closed higher. Volatility steady, no big surprises. I bet it was a great, great, great day. Not only that, whenever you're selling vol, like SB does a bunch, especially, but whenever you're selling vol, you lock in the price you sell it at when you sell it. So also volatilities come crashing down since Friday. So anything that SB or any of you guys put on, or Mark's a seller too. Mark's doing covered calls. I mean, that's great. All right, so let's see here. Let's look. So I got this working again, and I still can't figure this out. This has got to be a problem. But I mean, I think it's working. But look at this. Look at this sudden drop off. There's no way that that's not an error in the formula or something, because there's no way that you're going to have these so much better than this. Anyway, I was just getting in the middle to try to look at what the problem was whenever this happened. So let's just compare Biggie to Chippy, and let's just look at this really quick. Biggie and Chippy are next to each other on the thing. They're both yield max. Let's just run them next to each other. See what the return, see how they look for the past quarter. But I'm just trying to find an explanation, and I'm just not buying that that's a coincidence. I think that it just because it's not going to work out so perfect like that. I bet you I screwed up something halfway down the page or something that I don't know. And there's a formula or something. I bet I copy and pasted a static number. Sometimes I'll put a constant, and maybe I didn't mean to. I thought it was a formula and I copied it all the way down or something. Something's jacked up, I think. All right. But anyway, let's look at Biggie and Chippy. Okay. Well, Jesus, that's pretty darn good, isn't it? That's pretty darn good on either account. Look at this, and Chippy also makes a lot higher yield. Anyway, well, Chippy is definitely better than Biggie. So, I mean, maybe there is just a natural drop-off on the thing, but I'm kind of doubting. All right, well, I got SPUT on here. That's for Marcus. Marcus is also in our Discord. I think it's under Skeptic or something. But anyway, stop by there and say hi to Marcus. All right, so check this out. Well, let's check out SPUT. Let's just compare Biggie to SPUT. Because Biggie's pretty much an index. It's the 50 biggest stocks. That's an index. And SPUT's based on the S&P. So that's an index. Fair comparison. All right. Now, SPUT picked a bad time to start a fund. Do you know? When was their inception date? Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, they picked a bad time to start a fund. But be that as it may, they're back above water. Let's see how their dividends been. I really haven't checked this out. All right. So that's a quarter of a year. 0.27 is a quarter of a year. So we multiply the dividends times 4. 4 times 34 is, what is that? 136. So it's $100. It's $1.36 if it was for a full year. The asset cost you $25. You're going to get $1.36 on $25. It seems like about a 6%er to me, which is fine. Some of that, I mean, it's fine if it gets a lot of upside. I mean, we'll see if it's fine. But anyway, BIGY is a 12%er. This has got to be wrong right here. Let me do like this. Let me move the dates back in. Is that really right? Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Biggie's a 12%er. I guess it switched the timing, but now it's 1/5 of a year, but 1/5 times $1 is 5. 5 on 40 is 12%, right? 5 on 4. It's actually, it's 12%. It's or 20. Yeah, it's a 12, 125. It's 12.5%, whatever. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. Well, hope your funds are doing well. I mean, I know people in here have SPUT. Of course, the sad thing was we need this chart, and we needed this chart, 2 months ago, but that doesn't exist. But at least you have a good way to compare them with each other right now. This MSFY it's just incredible. Here's something that might be fun to do. Let's look at MSFY and MSFO. And let's just compare the dividends and see which one's better, which one we like better. All right, MSFO does a little better, but they're pretty dang close. But we got to give it to MSFO on total return. MSFO's total return is 21, where MSFY's is 18. However, MSFO paid $8 on 22. We're just going to measure the ratio and measure the relative. It's fine. So 8 on 22 compared to 4 on 25. Darn it, I'd rather have 8 on. Oh, that's right. I always get confused. I think MSFO, I'm always thinking that's the round hill one or the curve one or whatever. But no, that's the OMAX one. Yeah. So 8 on 22 is a lot of money in a year and a half. To make $8 on 22 in a year and a half, it's about 6 or 5 for a year. 5 compared to 20s. It's about a 25, 30%. Anyway, MSFY, it looks like, paid 4 on 25 instead of 8 on 22. So I'm going to just say about half, a little bit less than half, right? So they're probably paying more around 12 or something. which is cool. Just depends on how much income you need. You could see the MSFY got better total return. MSFO had a better yield. Occasionally you find ones with a better yield and a better total return. It's not just a given that you're going to get a better return with the lower yield, but it's usually. All right. Well, anyway, let's see what else we should check out. I never did record that show that you guys saw this morning. I couldn't figure out how to cut it. I'm just going to re-record it. I guess because it was a live, YouTube doesn't record lives, and I couldn't figure out how to rip it off the internet. I'm just going to re-record that later on, but you guys will probably watch it. But if it's different than the one I showed you, I just want you to see. You guys were the test audience. All right, there's not a whole lot to look at here on the money collection deal. I mean, I love the premium collection deal. I love it, but I'm not that happy with it. Next time somebody has a dividend, this Friday or Thursday, somebody will have a dividend. What's it, Group D or Group B or whatever? We'll figure out who it is, and then I'll pull up this thing where I go premium collect, and I'll pull up the max reports right there. I'll type max reports, and then we'll type in whatever fund it is, and we'll look at it together and see if we can figure out about what we think the dividend might be. All right, so now maybe we'll check out the buffer report, see what else is up. It's 259. Maybe see how the market closed. Hopefully, the market got that bullish engulfing day up. Let's just go to the market real quick. I mean, VIX futures closed on their low for the day. That's good. Also, VIX futures are faster than VIX cash. VIX cash was still on a buy for VIX signal. It's getting ready to cross to a sell for VIX, buy for the market. This one has been a sell for VIX ever since 6 a.m. this morning. It's 6 a.m. this morning. Or no, actually, because the shorter one crosses. Yeah, actually, okay. Actually, like at 12:30 last night, I guess that, the volatility, at least if you follow the moving averages, the moving averages started trending down. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a line on a chart. But it should mean while this condition is in effect, hopefully conditions will be clearer for buyers. Anyway, we'll follow it. All right, what else is go look at over here? Oh yeah, I just want to look at the market. I want to see it's a VIX closed on the lows. That's great. Let's see about the market. I think future. Oh geez, look at that. Heck yes, closing on the highs. That's such a bullish order flow sign. What it means to me, and I learned this from Jim Dalton. He's a good order flow teacher. I think he said this. It means to me the market only quit going up because it ran out of time. That's a really bullish sign. Lots of times you get follow through. Not all the time, but lots of times. That is same thing. You get more follow through on that. Closing on the lows is a really bad sign typically. But yeah, that's good. We're going to be a bullish engulf closing on the high of the day. I mean, heck yes. What a difference a day makes. So I was seeing when I asked Grok about it that Iran they threw 6 missiles at us, and we caught all of them the Qatar caught all of them with the air defense missile, missile interceptors, probably Patriot batteries, whatever. But that's hopefully all there is. They sent 6 because they have to save face. They can't just look like they do nothing, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not as worried about the sleeper cell as a lot of my friends are. All my friends are Trumpers, and they watch Fox all day long, so that's all they hear. But I'm not. I think there's a chance a false flag or something bad could happen over here, but I don't know. But yeah, look at that daily bar. I just love that. I absolutely love that. Let's look at when the last bullish engulf we got was. It took 2 days to do it. Well, no, that wasn't it. Well, this one right here. Some days it takes 2 days to engulf the previous 2 days or whatever, but that's a multi-day engulf. Well, here's a bearish one that worked out really good. Right there, it closed on the lows. Right there, it closed on the lows. You can see here when it closed on the highs, even in the middle of that bad market, it did follow through to the next day. Closed on the highs here, and we got a little bit of follow through. Boom, closed on the lows, and which way did it go? Back to close on the lows. Close close to the lows, close on the lows. Here's our last bullish engulf, and it was April 9th. That was a crazy, crazy day. So how would that be? Usually the signal is on a bullish engulf. If you get one, buy it and put the stop underneath the low. So that would have been a gigantic stop. You would have had to buy. Yeah, let's look at it on SPY and see how it would have worked out. All right. So you would have ended up buying 547. SPY didn't quite bullish engulf. SPY didn't get the low of the previous day. Futures did. But anyway, but you could see you'd be mad at yourself because you could have got a lot better price, but you'd be happy with yourself right now. I mean, it's a good signal. We haven't got a contrary signal yet. We haven't got a bearish engulf. I mean, so, 547 to 608 in a month or two. I mean, that'll work. All right. Let's get over to the buffer report or something. We haven't checked it out lately, so we'll pull it up. All right, the index buffer report. This report is kind of primitive, but it is a good way to see what's happening really fast. I'll start publishing. Maybe I need to start publishing this on my webpage, or something like this. All right. Well, just at a glance, you could tell it was a great day. Or we had a lot of really high performance. Look at this. QDT caught all the upside of the parent, as did AIPI, as did FEPI, caught most of it, But look at this. FEET caught all and then a little bit. That's amazing. Same with YSPY. Heck yes, YSPY. I knew there was a reason why I got you. I knew there was a reason why I got YSPY. Not much is down other than what's supposed to be, which is YQQQ. Oh, and LFGY is not supposed to be down, but it is. Usually, what the heck am I thinking of? You guys tried to talk me out of it. I mean, everyone I talked to said, nah, it's not going to work. Nah, don't do that. I've had cash in the account forever, and I wanted to get a starter position on something. And I thought about blocks, but didn't really. I was going to do a blocks, but I think I might, when I rebalance, do a bigger position on blocks. I don't know if a starter's enough, but I did want to just start tracking oil, and I can add to it. And what I figured is I'll just do a starter position, and if it and then I'll add to it if it looks good. And so I don't think I'm going to be adding, or maybe I could buy the dip. I could add at a lower price, but I wasn't desperate to get oil or whatever. But as long as oil volatility is high, we're just trying to harness the volatility. In other words, even if they don't close the Straits of Hormuz, as long as there's war over there, hopefully the prices will stay, the vol will stay bid, and the covered call business will be decent. But anyway, I just like this, just across the board. I mean, look at YMAG, got all the upside of the parent. JetQ caught 75%, and we'll take that, especially for JetQ. Look at XOVR, caught 110% of the freaking upside. You got to love that. All right, so let's look at the yield max buffer report. The yield max buffer report. So just at a glance, I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know if it looks as good as the indexes. The indexes really did well today, but I mean, there's YMAG. YMAG was on the index one also. Look at Tesla. Tesla's a monster today anyway. AMD, JPMO. Look at here. I have an old max factor over here. I love the max factor. This actually isn't that old of one. Safety yield. This is a different iteration of it. I love the max factor. I'm so glad that that chart's working out. I've been picturing something in my mind for about 6 months that just like the Max Factor, where it could go live. I'm even thinking about having AI make it where it can email it to your house every morning. If you sign up on my list, it'll send you an email every morning with the top tenors. I mean, it'd be easy to do with AI, but I'm really liking that because, like I said, once I figured out that people weren't going to listen to me anyway about not trading these things, then I decided, well, if you can't beat them, just join them. Or if people are going to trade them, let's try to have the most information possible. And like I say, when I say not trading them, I mean that I'm admitting that I'd be a hypocrite. I'd be doing it too if I was in my 30s. Or I wouldn't be doing. I don't think I'd be trading them. I don't think that's smart. I really don't think that's smart. But I would have a HELOC, or I would go max out a credit card and try to pay it off, and try to turn it into free money all day long. I would do that. So, I get that you young guys want to do that too, but just be cautious, please. All right. Look at Palti, caught about 80% of the upside. All right. Well, that's it for that. I guess I'll just talk with you guys now, shoot the breeze and see what you guys are up to. Hey, SB, your ears are ringing. You heard me talk about your burning. You bought some ULTY today. Now, I like to hear that, Norman. It is good weekly income. It's good weekly income. It's I don't know if you're aware of this, but the NAV on that thing absolutely sucks. But just use a little bit of it and balance it out with something like ChipQ or something. The barbell approach. Use a little bit of ULTY and it has 100%, return. And even though you just have 5% or whatever, it adds 20% to your income portfolio. You get 1/5 of that. That's my idea. I mean, and I know Norman's probably a lot better investor than I am. So I'm sure you're already aware of that, but in case anyone isn't aware of that, that's what I would do. It's called the barbell approach. Bought some PLTW. I don't have any of that yet. Yeah, SB, I understand you had a good day. That's awesome. So Marcus, you're really liking SPUT, huh? I mean, I love the prospectus. I remember I was doing the review, and while I was doing that, it's one of those things where I was doing those live reviews for a while, where I wasn't preparing for anything. I just go, we're going to do SPUT today. I got on there and I was like doing the review and I was going, I love this thing. This is exactly when I saw that they were doing the half and half. I was like, yeah, I love this thing. Is anyone worried about Misty? Well, it's a good point. I don't know. Are you guys worried about Misty? I mean, all right, let's look. Misty has been sucking lately. Let's go to the Max Factor. You guys are probably getting sick about hearing about the Max Factor, but also the reason I'm doing it so much is whenever somebody asks a question, I'm trying to go to it, and then last week we were looking at something and I pulled up a comparison that totally didn't make sense. The one that I had ranked higher was way worse. So anyway, so I revised I'm always looking to fine tune the information. So let's go look over there. And then I want to show you this page. We're going to come back to this page. I'm going to make it its own tab. So I remember I'm trying to peel it off. Oh, come on. All right. Let's check out the high yield technical analysis sheet, pull it up and see what it has to say on Misty. I looked real quick. I was hoping maybe Misty would at least make the first page, but it did not. And I don't know why it did that. Why did it do that? Oh, it's because I got that other page. Okay. Let's just look at Misty's raw data. Plus, I like showing this to you guys because I'm also trying to kind of justify. I'm showing you how it works. I think it's cool how it works, how I measure trend. I measure how many days an ETF is above their moving average. And that way I can measure Apple with, I don't know, but I can measure stocks that are vastly different with vastly different prices because I measure how many days average true range they are. So that equalizes it. Like I said, I think that was a pretty smart way to do it. I didn't read that in a book or whatever. It's just so I figure out, okay, we have a couple of these that aren't loading for some reason. Oh, that's on sheet one. I don't know what's going on sheet one. Okay. All right. I would go down. There it is. There's Misty. There is Misty. So Misty, that's the price, and that's the trailing 12-month dividend. I mean, that is amazing. That's 140%. Holy cow. Anyway, all right. The A factor, see that? That's how many percent it is underneath its 20-day moving average, because it's a minus. And that's so it's 7.5% under its 50-day. Okay. Then you take the average true range. This thing moves 75 cents a day. Okay. So then it converts the percentage to, it does the conversion, and it figures out what percent it moves on the day, which is 3.6%. And then from there, it can figure out how many days it is above or behind its true range. And that number is this one. But anyway, but yeah, I love this system. Okay. So Misty, though, back to Misty. All right, back to Misty. All right, so negative trend. That just tells us negative trend. It's under by some percentage. I guess it moves 3.6% a day. Okay, well that's what it is, but it's 3.1% under the 20-day moving average. So it's 1 day under the 20-day moving average. So that's not that big of a deal. But then it also measures how far it is under the 20-day, under the 50, and then it also factors in some other stuff. But as far as trend goes, Misty's not just terrible, but average true. Okay, risk factor. This is a problem that's always going to hurt with its rating, but it just is what it is. And let me show you this. Let's go look at Misty. I'm using, and it may not be perfect, but I'm for what I'm calling the risk factor, I'm using the stock's beta. This has a high beta. It's risky. It also has high, has high everything. Yeah, beta's 2.47. See, there's average true range. This has everything you need. I mean, this FinViz. All right. So part of you get penalized for being, or it factors in the risk. So that may be a problem keeping Misty, from being great. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's not stopping. There's other ones with high betas that it's not stopping from being great. Like MSFY's beta, that was only 92, instead of 2 something. Meaning MSFY is a little bit less volatile or risky than SPY. So anyway, PLTW is too new to have a beta. So I'm having to hand curate these. So I went and found other ETFs like PLTW, probably PLTY, saw what their beta was and made an adjustment because PLTW does a little bit different. And anyway, I come with 1.5. That'll be close to where the beta ends up, I think. But that's why these ones that are less than a quarter old, I have to guess at the risk factor on some of them, but most of these are a year old. I have I have 90 now. We need to come up with another 10. If there's something that's not on here that you guys want on here, there's USOI. So I mean, I bought USOY, but I could have bought USOI. Let me see what I should have done. On the max factor, USOI is negative 2.5. Let's see where USOY is. That's not lower, it's higher. Or maybe I forgot that. Maybe it's not on here. Probably not on here. Well, we need to put some new ones on here anyway, right? Let's just do this. I'm just going to put it right next to USOI. It's a row above. USOY. Now it should be, let's see if everything works. The risk factor works. It's only a 0.64 on the risk factor. Okay, so USOY is -4 and USOI is -2. So let's see what's hurting it. What's hurting, here's the first thing, the holy grail is hurting it because USOI is down 21% this quarter, where USOI is only down 9% this quarter. So the total return is hurting that one. And also the trend, or no, actually USOI is above USOI, but not on the 50-day. Anyway, it's just not quite as good. But look at this, but it does pay $10 on 9. It also factors that in. I mean, but that alone, just paying 100%, isn't enough to accept a bunch of other bad stuff. But it factors it all in. So anyway, all right, guys, what else you guys want to talk about? I've talked about the max factor enough. All right, True Max declining Misty Nav. Yeah. Anyone invested in BCCC? What in the heck is BCCC? Let's look at that. Oh my God, it's a Global X. BCCC. I love trying to guess what it is, but some kind of bond, something like high yield bonds. Oh no. Global X covered call ETF. Holy cow, when did this come out? Why isn't this one in the max factor? We've got to get this one in. Probably it's not old enough, but all right. Well, did it just start? It's been around for a little while. Well, I mean, too new to tell, but I will say this. If it paid 1.6% already in a month, I mean, it's been around maybe a month and a half, and it's paid. This is probably going to pay 12%, like the rest of the Global Access. So that's, I mean, it's not bad. What does it own? BCC. They have, so they own the HODL. So, it's a global. Yeah, I was thinking it's a Global X covered call. It's a Global X Bitcoin covered call. Of course. So they own HODL, and they're selling options on MBTX and stuff. That's wonderful. Wonder why they don't use IBIT. Anyway, yeah, that's I like it though. Good call. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Let's go ahead and put that in the max factor. God, it's so new. But if I don't put it in, then lots of times I forget about it. The problem is when it's not even like a month old, I have to guess the risk, and I have to guess at the average true range, or I have to guess at something else that needs time to calculate. Oh, one thing I don't have the quarterly. I really need the quarterly total return, so it has to be around a quarter. I need to have AI make me a list and tell me when these things on, and send me a notice on the day that one's been around a quarter. You guys will tell me also. I mean, well, but anyway. That's what I'll do. It's gonna. It looked like it was a weekly payer too, which I mean, I'm sure you guys love. Yeah, and I see weekly pay. I'm catching up with what you guys are saying. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm interested now. The one, if I was going to buy something DeFi, I'd buy blocks. Wouldn't you? I mean, trying to think how we can look at blocks. It's so new. Let's just look on Finviz, see if what it's doing. But And the reason I like blocks is because they're doing an option strategy that you can't get anywhere else. Nowhere else has it. And I'm going to start. There's a new, or I'm going to. It's like a blocks is or the lightning spread. I'm going to call that a. It's the most growthy of J strategies yet. It's not a growth strategy itself, but it has the most growth potential. So, and you guys know, I've told you before, I'm just a frustrated, I'm a growth investor, but I like, I love growth. So hang on. All right. I want everything. I want these ones that grow, and SB and I talk about it all the time. We talk about strategies. I have the goat spread, but I want a strategy that makes a little income, and has the chance for And it's not just a given that you're going to lose, that you're going to underperform, like it is on some of these, like on like any of the super high paying ones. It's a given you're going to underperform. And I'll say that maybe not a super high paying stock, because sometimes stocks can do crazy things, but it's almost a given when you got a super high paying index, because indexes, because they're less crazy. It's just almost designed that way. All right, blocks had a big, it was down big today. Was it X or something? Maybe, is it going to start being weekly? Oh yeah, this is going to be weekly, isn't it? Maybe you win X, but FinViz just doesn't have it. That's probably what it was. Let's look at blocks. Let's look at their holdings. So they have HODL. Speaking of HODL, but they also have FBTC, and they also have Ether. Look at that Coinbase, man. That thing's been a monster past few days. Robinhood, yeah, all this stuff is up today, right? They aren't really down. That's got to be ex-dividend, right? I mean, all their components are up. I bet they declared. I bet they went X today. So, yeah. I'm going to look at their webpage. I couldn't remember whose fund it was, so I just typed in prospectus, but that'll take us to its X funds. So I get, oh yeah, it's Nicholas, of course. I always call X funds Nicholas. Anyway, but yeah, it's the Nicholas crypto ETF. But yeah, they paid a dividend. I thought it might say it here. It might have the first. Usually it has. Usually it says on here when it's gone X, or anyway. Month in, quarter ends, and inception. Huh. Oh well. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow. I'm on a lot of email lists to get notifications. I don't think X funds. But every time, Yield Max or Round Hill pays a dividend, I get it to my email. All right. Yeah, I got to get Rex shares on there. I think I may have a few of those on there, but it's just that they're so new. But yeah, I don't know if I got Usoy on there, Christina, and thank you for being here. I haven't noticed your name in here before. But you may have been here before. If you have, I'm sorry, I didn't remember. Yeah, Rex shares are weekly and new. MST isn't that new now, is it? Let's look at MST. I mean, it's new, but it's not super new. Okay, I think MST has enough time. We can estimate its stuff and put it in there. Let's throw MST in there. We'll give MST the same volatility, or let's give it a little bit more volatility than MST, or more risk factor, because it's leveraged. So, and we can give it that. We'll give it, because see, it doesn't. That's the one thing. It doesn't figure beta, but I also need this quarterly performance. We could just, I mean, it's not going to be good, but I just don't want to put it in there and guess at two factors. It just doesn't make it realistic enough. If I just have to, I could get pretty close on the beta, but it'll go in there just a second. It's been there a quarter. It's not going to rank that high anyway. I just wanted to put it in there to compare to Misty, but just to show you how we would do it, let's look at Misty. This is how I do the other ones that are too new to rank. I look at a fund that trades the same stock, and then I figure if one of them's leveraged or not, and I make sure that it's a good comparison. So Misty's risk factor is 2. Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier, 2.47, and this sucker's going to be riskier. But I'm thankful because it has leverage. And here's the other thing you can do if you want to find out for sure, or if you want to see, okay, is this really risky or not? All right, let's just look at January 25 to the low. I mean, January to the low. So January opened at 27. I hit exit by mistake. Gosh darn it. Please don't. Anyway, it may just exit. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Because that'll exit the live stream too. I'm trying to pull the live stream out to a different window. All right. Well, anyway, hopefully it won't exit you guys. But what you could also do is I would just look. It went from 27 to 16. Then I'm going to go look at MST or pick the same dates for MST. MST did look like it absolutely took a dive. Let's. $21 to 16, and the 21 was on the inception day at I can't tell what day that is now. I don't know where it says the date. Oh, there it is, May 4th, May 2nd. All right, so this one moved down $5 from $21 between May 2nd and today. This one, see, for instance, if it moves down half as much, then I'll know that MST's beta is probably twice 2.47. I don't think it'd really be that, but May, I don't know. All right, there's May 2nd. So this one went from 25 to 20. So it's down 5 points also. They're both down 5. So they're about as risky. So get this. We could put MST on there. Here, we'll just put MST on there because I do like to have something to compare with. I'm just gonna put 2.5. And for the quarterly return, we'll just use MST-wise return until we hit a quarter, and then we'll start. And then I'll put it back in there. Anyway, I'll do that later. The computer's running slow, but MST can go in there. Thanks, guys, for helping me figure out what the beta is. I thought you guys might want to look at that. Okay, there was another window that I had open somewhere else. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh darn it. Gosh, you got to be kidding me. I'm sorry. Gosh darn it. I pulled this off. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. You guys are probably not even still there. All right. Sorry, I went away for a while. Anyway. All right, guys. Yeah. So I was just looking at the comments, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Somebody said they just found me. Anyway, I really appreciate whoever that is. Just found you. Oh yeah, Christine. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Okay. We have a Discord, and if you want, if you'd like to, I'm going to put an invitation in there for you or for anyone else that happens to be listening. We have a good time. You may already be in our Discord. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to put an invitation out there for everyone. And if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat. And otherwise, after I get this Discord going, I'm probably going to let you guys go and restart this computer. I'm just pumped up that the Max Factor's working again. I'd really like to get it working where it can send it out to your email first thing in the morning. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. Anyway, let me get this Discord link. I know not everyone uses Discord, but it's a good way for us to communicate. But I've been bad about not checking YouTube messages because you guys, if you want to get a hold of me, just go into Discord. But some people that aren't in our Discord leave messages on YouTube, and some of you guys put messages both places. But I went through the other day and caught up with my YouTube messages. Okay, so here's that link if anyone's interested in joining our Discord. Paste as plain text. Boom. Okay. Well, guys, okay. I'm sorry, Marcus. I just saw that. Add GIAX I'll do it. The computer's running too slow, but I'll do it, and we'll check it out tomorrow. All right, guys. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I'll be back later tonight. I'm coming out with that top 5 show, the top 5 funds from YieldMax that you guys saw at lunch or breakfast, whenever. I'm going to re-record that and come out with that. But anyway, so be looking for that, and I'll be in Discord. All right, guys. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Christina, but thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I will talk to you later. See ya.